My Gavanen Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Adrian, and welcome back to Middle-earth as we continue on as the Ar-Adûnâim. It has been some time since we last played the Ar-Adûnâim, I think, more than the usual 2-week gap. I can't think for why. Maybe it's just because of the week off and I pre-recorded, so then it's felt like even longer since we recorded them. I don't really know, but it feels like ages. But anyway, we've got a little army up here in the north, Eldamir. He's got a relatively low-tier army, but he has one goal: defeat Captain Nazkuga and take Gelebrin once and for all. That is Mordor's only settlement outside of the walls of Mordor, save for Oibamari far to the east. Our primary army, led by Nimruzimir, and commanding a fairly elite-ish army, there's a few golden sprinkles through there, is moving to relieve the garrison at Numenor's glory, take down Captain Nuzra, and then finally head out and start trashing Mordor's heartlands. We also, in the last episode, managed to get Minas Morgul back by trading it for Ar-Pharazôn's camp, which we really are hoping abandons the Amrothians shortly. Dol Amroth are now far more powerful, I think, than I am. If we had actual military ratings, I think they would be higher than me. I'm paying them 300 gold coins for the privilege of that, but we make more than enough money. We are preparing, of course, once Mordor falls, to finally claim our birthright. The peace with Gondor was temporary and always caveated on the defeat of Mordor, and that is now upon us. So Gondor will soon be our target, and it is our hope beyond hope, yes, my lord, that Dol Amroth will side with us, but they might well not, so we'll have to just wait and see on that front. We've got troops training in Karlonde, along with 2 more Abrazanim units ready to go, and some archers on the way. And we've got some elites there. We've got some Naru and Arus that took up residence. For some reason, we've got Guardians of Kharndum. We've got a nice little army around here, actually, but it needs to go to Mordor. So what I'm going to do is save all of this lot up, and we'll bring one of the generals over, because we've got 4 generals over here now. We'll bring one of them over, and one will go south, one will go east, and we will wipe Mordor off the map. But first of all, we're ending the turn. Italia. One of the best intros from Age of Empires. Yes, yesterday I dared to put up an Apex Legends video because I play Apex Legends a lot in my spare time in the evenings. At the moment, mixing Guild Wars, Apex Legends, and Humankind are the 3 flavours of choice. Yeah, go on, you can have trade rights, Lothorian. And so I wanted to put it up because I wanted to. I don't really have another reason. But if you've never seen Apex Legends, it is just a first-person shooter battle royale, and that's all you really need to know. So I would encourage you to have a little watch along. If you don't like it, leave a comment and say why you didn't like it. If you do like it, leave a comment and say what particularly you thought of it, and just any feedback is really rather welcome. I don't intend on replacing absolutely anything on the channel with Apex Legends. Do not worry. You are still going to get your DaC content, and if you actually are one of the 2,000 or so of the 52,000 of you that follow me who actually likes Warhammer, then I will continue with that as well. But it's just I have reams of Apex footage, even since I only started recording it this week, and I only did that just to really see, it was in essence a stress test of my recording capabilities on my computer, because I know how hard it is to record Apex, and I particularly know how hard it is to stream Apex, because I tried that and it did not go very well at all. And so I wanted to see if it could record it, and it records it a dream. So that was very much the point of it. And I've already got, as I say, quite a few videos stored up and saved that I could put up. So I thought I would just go for it, and I probably will do a few more in the future. So if it is something you enjoy, please do let me know in comments, and so that I can just see that you like it. Right, let's relieve the garrison then. I'm not going to let them be controlled by the AI, because they'll just get them all killed. So instead we'll get 2 of the generals join us, and we can keep them alive then. It's going to be a very run-of-the-mill Mordor battle, I'm afraid. It'll be fairly easy. I doubt that they'll put up much, if anything of a challenge, and we will just blitz through, no dramas. So let's get to it. We have got a little bit of siege as well. Our track record with siege is proving a little up and down, should we say. We seem to be killing far more of our own than we ever kill of enemies with our siege. Alright, but we're not playing as the dwarves this time. We've got plenty of archers. But we attacked them, so they are going to sit back and try and bait us out. So put the ballista crew right at the front. Try and shoot at them. Defensive line forces. You are going to... You're not defensive line. Always get you mixed up. And some Pharazôn's faithful. if you would all please stand behind the archers, you're going to move forward. And then we'll take the warriors. The warriors and maybe the marines. You guys go left. Cough, cough. And you three go right. And then we've got the general at the back and some cav. We'll worry about the cav in a minute. Oh, they're moving straight in. Oh, dear. Alright, well, pull the baluster back then. Melee line, move forward. Archers, stand you ready. And flanking forces, let's actually get you into position early rather than waiting for them to hit our line. Sprint the cavalry over there. If you can all sprint. It's a bit of an archer battle for now. Why? Let's just attack them. Let's just go straight in. Sod it. Yeah. Let's be the aggression we wish to see in the world. You hit those maulers. You go in on those orc coast. Ah, such an itchy ear. Since when was an itchy ear even a thing? Armsman, you don't really have a home. Go up that gap in the middle. And Cav, I want you to go all the way around and then charge into the back of those maulers. The problem with Mordor and fighting in Mordor is that Mordor's units predominantly are grey, and Mordor's terrain predominantly is grey. So you can't really tell what's enemies and what's not. You charge into those. Oh, that orc host is already routing. Oh man, this is going to be over quicker than we even thought. Yeah, it's carnage on the streets of London. The routing has begun. Alright, let's turn off those and definitely turn off those.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
What fight's on? Some orc maulers here, and that seems to be about it. Oh, that orc host came back. Oh, bugger. Go and get those black Urks. And all of you. They're beelining for our ranged forces. But they're shaken. Cavalry, did you get caught? Yes, of course you did, because the cavalry never employs logic.
The enemy general flees like the coward he is.
Oh, we've got some black Urk archers coming back.
Our men have captured the enemy general. Guard him well.
I'm doing this all from satellite view, which is silly. I should go and get a bit closer, really.
Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time.
How many have we got? 87. Yeah, that'll do.
This is
148 men died. We lost 12 Rosenham footmen by our own killing, but that was about it. There's a few in there. I think we probably lost about 30 to 40 of our own men to arrow fire, and we only lost 148 altogether. So that's not that great in hindsight. But we live and learn. So always the problem with archers, they're just always likely to shoot you in the back. But the plan now is to merge our two great armies together, get our leaders to lead. Our faction leader and probably one of his sons will lead this army, and then Numruzumir and the other son will move back to command the new army that we're forging.
We have triumphed!
We have triumphed. Damn
yes,
right we've triumphed. Okay, I'm going to take Gimmelcard and Gimmelthorn as the commanders.
Yes.
Your orders, my lord.
And I'd like you to take...
Yes, my lord.
Farazan. Take all the elites easy, and I will keep the siege because there's definitely going to be great beasts out on that road ahead.
Your orders, my lord.
Take the crossbows and the archers.
As you wish.
Take those. No, let's take all of your elite forces there. See if we can't merge any of those into better companies. So there's Baruthios Watch. There's only 52 of them, 44 of them, and them now. 36. Yeah, you guys go back into the other army.
Yes, my lord.
You still do with a fair few.
Your orders, my lord.
Even trash has a place in this world.
Yes, my lord.
Assembling a mighty
There we are. Right, Gimmelzor, you go back on your own then. And Nimruzimir, you... Oh, I'll take that.
Will, yes.
It's catapults.
Forces, my lord.
Ballastai, sorry. Nimruzimir, you stay and guard Numenor's glory.
Yes,
And
my
Lord
lord.
Gimmelzor, you return home to
continue
pick up the army. Now,
tomorrow.
what I would quite like to do is wipe out the population of Minas Morgul. I would very much like to do that. Oh, but then it is dropping by 2.5%. I think we've already covered that, actually, haven't we? Now that I say that out loud. Those last few forces of training. A couple of halberdiers for the front lines always worthwhile. And the Rosedown Bowmen are always a good shout. But beyond that, I don't really want to pepper that too much more. Right, now we've got to... Look, they've got another army! They can train almost like 5 units per turn. Where is this madness coming from? This is the real battle, though, because this fella's got a mostly trash-based army. There's only 1 or 2 elites in there. We've got Eldemir and Tariq Magan.
As you command.
But we outnumber them for a change. Does one truly outnumber an enemy when all one commands is trash? Probably not. For each they had provided a hood and cloak, made according to his size, of the light but warm silken stuff that the Galathrim wove. Galathrim. Right, here we are. Time to be aggressive. We don't have any siege, and our archers are rubbish, so let's just get stuck in there. Oh, we've got 2 Rosedown bows as well. That's a nice looking hill over there. Right, archer battalions, you're going to go and take the hill. Main line, you are just going to run at our enemy. The halberdiers and the footmen can follow you up later. We're just going to go with a straight sort of line. Halberdiers, no, that one. Yeah, come out of your halberdier thing. Those 2 units are defensive, so they're not going to be that great on the charge. Take the generals with you and put the cavalry on that side as well. Start the battle. Pause the battle. Melee line. Sprint over that hill. Go, 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 go. Defensive line. I'd like you to sprint over to there. Generals, if you go to the right-hand side, that might lure them over to that side, which will buy our archers time. Now, if this was a Warhammer battle, they wouldn't be able to see my archers because they're protected by the hill. But because it is a medieval battle, they will know exactly where my archers are and probably make a play for them. Ah, no, they're doing what we want them to do. There's a few units on that right-hand side. Move the archer line forward. Give it a pause. Right, you 2 break over to here. Sprint, 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 sprint. You, if you can, try and hit those Black Uruks. Black Uruk halberdiers. Bugger. Right, we're going aggressive and we're sticking with it. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm tired of just doing my let's stand in a line, put the main troops behind the archers. I don't want to always play like that. So I'm looking to change it up. Come on. Stop those Orc Maulers. Stop those Orc Maulers. Orc Maulers, Orc Archers. You go around and hit those archers. What's stuck you all over here? Zoom in on the map. How are we diddling? Ah, they did. They did stop them. Are you the crossbows? No, the crossbows are in the middle. It's not the end of the world.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. There's their halberds. Warriors are giving them a good going over, though. Black Uruks up in the north. They're up against Nardi Tariq. That's a good matchup. Ah, the Raiders versus Sauron's Will. That's not ideal. The heavy shields of the footmen and our own halberdiers curling on those and those. So those Orc fighters will go down fairly easily, I would have thought. As those spearmen hit. Cavalry, come and save our general. Those archers are all in position. So we've got a front line. We are capitulating in the middle there. What's that? That's the Raiders again, the other Raider unit. Those are the real trash. But we're just in melee now, so let's speed her up. That seemed to be quite possibly the worst charge you've ever done in your lives. Let's try that again, shall we? You're all shooting at something, right, archers? The archers on the hill hasn't really made a difference. I think what we actually want to do here is pull the archers completely around. Oh, they're routing. Oh, of course the enemy doesn't have a general, do they? They don't have a general. The troops here as well don't matter. There's no threats to the north unless Dumbledore finally decide to fight us. That will be disastrous for all involved. But other than that, there's no threats to the north.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
They've broken to the death. Ranagard charging our cav. Is that Sauron's wheel? No, those are the halberdiers. I think we could probably speed this up. There we go. They've all routed. You come back and hit these orc fighters. Go and hit those orc maulers. Your recharge into them might cause them to run away. Yep, they're broken. They're routing. They do have some units that will fight to the death.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
Enemy general's gone. The halberdiers always last the longest. It's just madness. They are, I think, the only thing left fighting. Oh no, Sauron's will is ruining our melee forces completely. Front line, that's fantastic.
Behold
Yes!
how our cowardly
Excellent
foe
work.
runs. It's time to press the attack.
Kill them all, killed them all. Enemy general fallen. 95%. We got them at the end there.
Be awed
It's
by
1,000.
the victory we have won here today.
It matters not. That army was hastily put together to finally shut down Gellibrand, and I think they may be able to do that. If we can go and siege it now in the same turn, then they will stop getting their non-stop trash. Non-stop trash being trained so readily is one of the biggest things I dislike about this mod. And one of the absolute reasons why I'd love to have been able to redo Mordor before I left the team. I don't mind Moria being a pure, unadulterated trash early faction. So trash units readily available at the beginning of the game. But because Mordor are such a massive economic and production powerhouse, owing to their 5 custom settlements, and the insane security of the domain that they are in, the mountains, it really is ridiculously easy to defend.
Yes, my lord.
They can churn out units for days, and I don't think they should have that ability. It should be like either or. Either they can be fantastic at churning out units, but they don't have a particularly well-defended land, or the other way around. And it always irks me, even now, quite a lot, how ridiculously easy it is for Mordor to train units, and it has always bothered me. It bothers me from a gameplay perspective as well, understand. It's not just it's disappointing from a modding perspective in that we want people to enjoy playing both as and against Mordor. That's always the goal. You don't want any nation to be the one that everyone hates. So there's a cause to then edit Mordor to make them just more enjoyable to play against and play as. But also, that gamer part of me, totally removed from the mod, that just wants to play a Lord of the Rings based game, comes up against this non-stop spam faction, and it just drives you up the wall. You find yourself hating them with a burning passion, which in turn lends itself to meaning you don't like the game as much as you should, because you just can't get past this ridiculous spam faction. And it is crazy how many units they can actually get in one turn out of any one settlement. Gellibrand is a castle, I will grant you, and they are more military than towns are. But it's the amount of troops it's been able to train since this war began has been ridiculous. Now I think they've got 2 full banner armies. That's 40 units out of Gellibrand over the time of our battle. It's just been ridiculous. I will take you. Where are you, Ar-Nuzir? You're in West Nosgiliath. Perfect. You can join with Lord Gimmelzor, the Conqueror of Cirith in forming up the reinforcement army. Oh, Narrow Royal Knights are finally available. 25 more turns before they actually are. Gondor Infantry. No, don't bother with the Marines. Keep getting flagged by those Marines.
Yes, my lord.
With honor.
I think what we should do, because Minas Morgul is just going to hate us forever and a day, so... And the culture here is not Dunedain in the slightest, or not Kingsmen. So if it rebels, it will go to Mordor. So I'm going to position my army in readiness. Ar-Nuzir, welcome to the family.
Combining forces.
Yes, my lord.
Gimmelkard's probably not going to be involved, but I'm definitely going to take them out. And I suppose you might as well take the household guard. Oh wow, it is not going to hate us even after all of that. There we go.
Yes,
I'm going to let it rebel, and we're going to sack it and take it back. A minor road bump. Oh yes, the Gellerbrin army went and sat in Gellerbrin. Oh, smashing. I will gladly siege you out for 5 turns, you great beast. I shan't say what I was thinking. Right. Oh, the Witch King of Angmar. He comes, and we meet him on the field. And Ziegler has taken up command of the reclamation of Barad-dûr army. So we can't really afford you to besiege Minas Morgul. I think we might have to pop the garrison back in and just accept that it's going to hate us for a time. And move you out, yeah. Let's actually use our brain for once and apply critical thinking to the situation. We will sack Minas Morgul in due course, but now is not the right time for that. So, do we pull him back and kill Ziegler and then take the Witch King on? Oh, look at that army. 2 Nazgûl. It's Gan-Altan the Honoured, and it's then Witch King himself, and Ziegler leads the crappy backwater army.
Yes, my lord.
This army is really the main threat left. It's got a fantastic general who will do very well. It's got trolls, it's got Loki Nasrim, but it doesn't have too many Black Orcs. Only 2 halberds, and otherwise it is all low-tier trash. We've really gutted their recruitment. But, as we've just ranted about, it hasn't completely nullified their recruitment. They still can train insanely quickly. I think we should hit Ziegler, clear off the threat from Numenor's glory, and then we can take one of these units to join with this army again. Just so it's full and ready. So we will do that. And then the Witch King can be in the next episode. Now, as at the time of recording this episode, I had not yet written an introduction. And given that I can't really remember what happened last time, and next time we are likely, in this week, we are likely to fight the Witch King, I think I won't do an intro, which helps me because I don't have very much time today, despite it being a bank holiday. Plans are always taken up by family members. And then I think we can then cover the Witch King in an intro. And I don't think you'll begrudge me taking a 1 week break on the intros when nothing really has happened. In the past, though, when nothing has happened, I suppose we've done intros from the viewpoints of other nations. But we've killed off the Dunedain in the Númenóreans of Mordor. So there isn't really anyone left. The orcs wouldn't really keep a journal or a diary of events that have happened, would they? So I'm already decided. So allow me to apologise now, 23 minutes into the video, that there was not an introduction to this video. Oh no, let's take the defensive units again. Ar-Dûnâim maybe? Yeah. Yes, there will be one at the next time we play the Ar-Adûnâim, as in the next week's rotation. So this week you're going to get 2 Ar-Adûnâim videos and an Ar-Adûnâim live stream, and then there'll be a week of Khazad-dûm again. And then when we come back with the Ar-Adûnâim in 2 weeks' time, so essentially 2 weeks today, you will then get another Ar-Adûnâim intro, and it will cover the events of all of these key battles, particularly the fight against the Witch King, which may go good or ill. And as I'm saying that out loud, I think that is better because I can't even remember what happened last time. And I think if anything particularly memorable had happened, I'd like to think I would have remembered it. Hence it being memorable. Right, move the archer line forward and go quickly before the ballista crews shoot you in the back. Perfect. Ballista crews get firing. Right, flanking forces, let's move you up. Let's go, go, go. While our archers thin the ranks. And then defensive line. Move up to the ballista crews for now. We won't bother getting our general involved today, I don't think. Alright, ballister crews. Stop firing and stop firing. Let's let the melee line run through. And then you can carry on firing. Right, melee line. They have got some Black Erics and they've sent them over to attack our flank. And on this side, did they send units over here? No, they didn't. Completely ignored the right. Oh, because they just don't have enough troops. They can't cover everywhere. Yeah.
If we continue
That baton really is handy.
we'll
I've really got to get
smash
used
the
to actually using it. Ballister crews can fire again. Oh, they've got Temple Mars. Oh, it's Ziegler, of course. No, target Ziegler, you fools. The Nazgul really, really do need, I think, to be returned. But this, yeah, Mordor needs to be redone. And in doing so, I think the Nazgul need to get overpowered bodyguards back. Because when the Nazgul were all mounted, they were far more of a threat. But now that they're all... But then, no, that's not true. It's just, I suppose, the Temple Marksmen. But then even they actually do get kills. They get a lot more kills than you think. And the cavalry is actually quite counterable in many ways, whereas infantry, you can try and shoot them with archers, and obviously that's the best way to deal with them. But if they get to your front lines before you've had a chance to properly deal with them,
they have lost half their men.
Then you've just got to slog it out in melee, and they will beat you in a slogged out melee. So actually, now that I'm thinking about that out loud, I think they are better being ground forces, because they are Mordor's most elite ground forces at the moment. And there isn't really a way to make them more deadly. I'm sure these Temple Marksmen are going to get a lot of kills on us. Right, I was hoping to kill as many of them as I could with arrow fire and ballister crews, but I think that timing is done. So cease the fire. We've got some Ar-Adûnâim armsmen and we've got Nardu Tariq. That's them killed off. Right, the Orcs will fight to the death because Ziegler is a Nazgul general, so he inspires them to the last. So we will have to just slog through, but our surrounding of the Temple Marksmen has worked. And of course, Temple Marksmen are good, though, in melee. They do have a 14 attack and a 22 defense. Compare that to our armsmen, who are a better one over here. They have a 13 attack and 28 defense. So the defense is lower on the Marksmen, and they are outnumbered. But in a straight-up fight, the armsmen and the marksmen would be very closely fought, particularly because the marksmen would pepper us with arrows first. Ziegler, of course, will last forever and a day because he's probably got 1,000,000 hit points. There he is. So that's about the only thing left. Oh, yeah, there's one on the right.
Men have slain the enemy
Oh no, he died.
Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
Oh wow. But his marksmen fight on, and when they die, it will finally end. One Temple Marksman holding off all of those armsmen. Look at that. He almost wrapped. Oh, he died. It was 259. And this time, oh, we only killed 12 of our own. That is a real achievement. We have 65 footmen, 66 footmen, 55 warriors. Ah, yeah, so all of our losses came from the 4 trash units. That's fine. Not all of our losses, but the losses that we're concerned with came from those trash ones, so that's not a problem. That's no issue at all. Ideally what we need is either Khazad-dûm or the Ar-Adûnâim to wrap up soonish, because the reunited kingdom draws very, very near. And we can plough ahead with that. Now, if I'm honest, when the reunited kingdom is fully ready to go and Finn messages me and says, yeah, the reunited kingdom's ready, do you want to do a developer diary on it, and do you want to play it? This is all the information. And then I can do those videos. I would be very tempted, if both Khazad-dûm and the Ar-Adûnâim are still going at that point, to drop Khazad-dûm rather than the Ar-Adûnâim. Because this one, I think, just has such potential. We have a mountain still to climb.
Your orders,
and I'm really looking forward to climbing that mountain.
My lord.
Have you got any more Azrael warriors? No, you haven't. That was probably then a silly merge.
Orders.
Yeah, because those footmen, there's 24 footmen and 82 warriors. Don't really want you in our army.
As you wish.
I'll take out your marines. Thank you very much. You've got some Nardu Tariq and some armsmen, actually.
Merging armies, my lord.
Is there another Narduzagar? No. But the armsman might be able to split between those two. Yeah, that's good. Go back.
As you wish.
Might as well take the watch then, I suppose. And third Ballister crew can't hurt, can it? 3 ballisters versus the trolls should bring them down quickly. Remember, the Witch King is mounted. He does have Temple Knights. Gan Altan, I think, is yes, melee. Yeah. But the reason I was mentioning the Nazgul is because the plan was to give the Nazgul bespoke bodyguards. That was always something that was also on the list. I don't know if the team are going to go through with that or not. But so someone like Gan Altan, for example, would have a Candish bodyguard. Zagar would have probably the Temple Marksman because he's a Numenorian, so he would stay with that. But they would have fitting bodyguards from the places they come from, which ideally you'd use units that would make them very powerful. So he's going to get like the elite Candish bodyguard or whatever. But also it just adds a massive amount of variety, and fighting against Mordor desperately needs variety. That is what the Mordor campaign lacks. You just fight the same crappy trash units over and over and over and over and over again. And after a time, it does become a little wearing. Oh, look, you can get those roads. We have a lot of money, but we don't have enough money to queue up all of this. But I'm going to queue it up anyway. Because why not? Oh, we didn't even bother with the territorial... chuck that in as well, what the hell. Oh, we're losing money. We are actually now losing money from the armies being out. But then that is a very good army. Right, but that is going to be where I end it. So in the next episode, the final real showdown with Mordor kicks off. Now, it won't be the end of Mordor, don't get me wrong. But if we can crack the Witch King with Ar-Gimmelkad's army, then Mordor have had the stuffing taken out of them. Remember that because we hold Barad-dûr, the Nazgul will not respawn again unless Mordor gets it back. So we've got to hold on to it. But for now, that is going to conclude this episode. So I do hope that you've enjoyed. Stay tuned this week for another Ar-Adûnâim episode and 2 more Taurox videos for Warhammer. And then probably next week we will go back to one Warhammer and then we'll play through Battle for Middle-earth. But no, once Battle for Middle-earth is done, I probably will just default to 2 Warhammers. But for now, and until we speak again, dear friends, lev ahern den perimad melonin, and farewell.